Hey there guys, this is Reckles with WTBGold, and before I start, big thank you to Kitty Meow Meow for the inspiration for this guide. He's a jerk because he always undercuts me on Zul'jin, but he's a great gold maker, really knows his stuff, and he streams too. So go give him a follow and tell him I sent you. Okay, so today we're talking about Blasted Lands, and honestly by today's standards, this farm isn't really even very good. But it's not that the farm has gotten worse, we've just gotten better. Nowadays, if you're taking transmog seriously, one of the basic strategies you can do is you get 5 monks together, you hop into Discord, and the most geared player puts their monk statue right in the middle of a bunch of enemies. This pulls everyone in within 30 yards. Now, the other 4 monks put their statues equidistant and 30 yards away. The taunt of the ox statue depends on the attack power of whoever puts it down, so if everyone on the outside gets naked, then the middle one pulls off them, and essentially you're pulling in every enemy in a 120-yard diameter circle into one central loot and kill pile. And that's just basic strats. If the area you're covering is too big for that, or if it's current content, you can do this in 2 separate 5-man groups and just sub out one of the monks for like a boomkin or something for a little extra killing power. Back in Cataclysm, we couldn't even imagine this level of coordination. I mean, granted, okay, monks didn't exist yet, but you know what I mean. In fact, when transmog was first implemented in Mid-Cata, no one really took it seriously as a gold making technique until the Mog Father was interviewed by Engadget about how he gave away 1 million gold he earned exclusively through transmog. That same week, Onacase was one of the first ones to put out a transmog farming guide where he compared the results from 15 different spots, and the best was Blasted Lands. So let's take a trip down memory lane to one of the fundamental farming spots out there, the former undisputed champion of gold making, Blasted Lands Rares. Okay, blah blah blah. Long ass intro. What are we doing today? Blasted Lands has 14 different rare spawns. We're gonna kill them, we're gonna get loot. Now, unlike current rares that are actually just up all the time, these spawn on a timer. Originally, they spawned in the 10 to 48 hour range, but now it's closer to like 30 minutes, 2 hours. I don't know, it's hard to know for sure. But when you kill them, they drop a piece of armor and either an uncommon item, the imperfect Dranithist fragment, which fans of the channel may remember from the mushroom farm. I'll put a link to that here. Or they can drop a rare item, the flawless Dranithist sphere. Now, Wowhead says it's 50-50 which one you're gonna get, but after 5 hours of testing here, I was getting flawless 2/3 of the time. Maybe it's just weird RNG, or maybe Blizzard changed the drop rates. I don't know. But if anyone from Wowhead is watching, it'd be awesome if you could check a tighter date range and just let me know for sure down in the comments. Anyway, you need to be able to know where the rares are, so I recommend downloading the add-on NPC scan. It'll yell at you when you're close, and also download the NPC scan overlay. This puts on your map where the rares spawn. The current version, 7.3, is super duper buggy, so if you're having issues with that, just go to earlier versions and download 7.1. Finally, for the actual farming process, I recommend you get the add-ons Farm HUD and Routes. Farm HUD turns your minimap into a heads-up display usable for farming, and Routes lets you draw a route. I recommend adding a keybind to the Farm HUD to toggle the display on and off, and for Routes, you can draw the route yourself manually if you want to, but don't worry, I already made one for you. It's down in the comments, but one rule, you can only import it if you give the video a thumbs up. All right, the rest is super simple. Mount up, pick a good YouTube channel or a Netflix series to binge, and just follow the line. NPC scan will yell at you whenever you need to kill something. It doesn't tell you the second time the thing's up though, so just clear your cache every 30 minutes or an hour. Personally, I just keep track of the rares and check a little bit more carefully after I kill it once. But once I get to 4 rares killed, I don't know, I can't remember them all, so I clear my cache after 4. All right, let's talk numbers. You may have noticed that I didn't put like a clickbaity gold per hour in the title or thumbnail, and while my precious views are gonna suffer from that, there's a reason. There's too much variability here to, in good conscience, put a number on this, but I'll walk you through the actual gold stuff. And remember, at one point, this was the best transmog farm we knew of. In 4 hours of running this lap, I killed 20 rares. That got me 40 eye level 50-ish greens, and it also got me 14 blues. Now, you turn the Dranithist items into Kumisha the Collector, and it's actually kind of interesting. We haven't seen something like this since, like, Coil Scar chests in Burning Crusade, but he gives you a random piece of gear in the 10 eye level range between eye level 46 and eye level 55. It makes it really easy to think of, but the math gets a little tricky. For the uncommon item, he gives you uncommon gear. For the rare items, he gives you rare armor. And there are 51 different droppable BOE blues in this range. So you get a random piece of armor worth between, I did a spreadsheet on this, 146 gold and 30,000 gold. That's the price range you're looking at just for the blues. For the greens, there are 500 greens you could potentially get. And while the average price of the ones that I got was 560 gold, you're going to see a bunch in the 1k to 5k range, and there are a few noteworthy bikini plate slutmog appearances that will sell from 10k to like 100k. And those are the Tyrant set, the Brutish set, the Lofty set, and of course, everyone's favorite, the Jade set. Now, if we add up the global historical price, this is the 2-month weighted moving average of the posted price of every server, I got 43,000 gold worth of gear. This is in 4 hours. But that includes every item. If I take out everything worth less than 1,000 gold, my total drops down to 27k. Now, that's not an absurd amount of gold. So what's my recommendation for this? I recommend that everyone who is interested in gold making or transmog farming go out here for an hour. Now, yes, you'll make a little gold, and you'll almost certainly get some transmog appearances that you don't have from the rare armor, the blues, because you probably haven't farmed those up yet. But more than anything, you'll get a sense of just how far the gold making community has come in terms of knowledge, organization, and technique. Just imagine what the comments would have said if I ever put out a farming spot saying that the best gold making spot in WoW gave you 5 greens an hour. I would be text-based murdered. but links to everything that I've talked about in this video are down in the description. Subscribe for more guides from me. The BFA profession overview is continuing very soon. Like this or share this video in order to help it get seen, and that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Good luck, and happy gold making.